Hey guys, it's Eddie the Magic Monk, continuing with another VBA lesson. So you can see that in my little spreadsheet I have made an exam grade calculator, and for each exam I have a sentence generated from the mark saying whether it's a pass or a fail. So what I want to do now is I want to count how many passes and how many fails I have, and I want to output that in a statement in this cell. Okay, so let's go into our code. So again, I want this to execute when I click the calculate average button. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to declare a variable. So what does it mean when you declare a variable? A variable is basically a container for a number. And a variable can have different types depending on what you want to put in the variable. So you can put, if you want a number, you can say whether you want an integer, whether you want a very long integer. So integer just means a whole number that's either negative or positive. And then you can also have double, which means you can have a lot of numbers after the decimal point. So basically decimal numbers or integers. Or if you want, you can put a boolean, which means either true or false in the variable, or you can put text in the variable, which are called strings. So depending on what you put in the variable, but I'm just going to call it a integer variable. So I'm just going to say here inside the subroutine for calculate average, I'm going to say dimension dim. I'm going to name this variable pass count as an integer because it's probably not going to be a very big number. Okay, and then as I'm cycling through these three marks, as you guys have noticed in my previous tutorial, I've got it so that when I go through those three cells, if the mark is bigger than 50, I print out pass in the cell next to it. If the mark is not bigger than 50, then I print out fail next to it. So at the same time that I print out pass, I'm going to add 1 to the pass count. So pass count is originally going to contain the number 0. Pass count is originally going to contain the number 0. Oops, where is it? Here it is. So when I cycle through it, every time I discover that someone has passed, I add 1 to the pass count variable. So pass count equals pass count plus 1. That means whatever is in pass count right now, plus 1 to it, and then put it inside pass count again. So if someone has passed, it'll be 0 plus 1, which will be 1. And then it'll go through again for the next iteration. And then if someone passes again, it'll be pass count equals 1 plus 1, which will be 2. If they don't pass, then nothing happens to the pass count variable. So after it completes the for loop, I then need to print out what is in the pass count. Okay, so I'm going to put that inside this cell here, which is F11. So I'm going to say range F11 dot value equals pass count. Okay, so let's save this, Control S, run the program. it should tell me that I have 2 passes. So you can see the number 2 has appeared. But you guys probably wanted to say something like you have 2 passes or something. So what I'm going to do is, instead of just printing pass count, I want it to print out something like you have passed plus the pass count and then plus that many exams. So let's see if that works. Control S, run the program, click calculate average, type mismatch. Okay, so that's not going to work. So sorry about that, wrong language. Instead of plus, you should put and. Just put and in here instead of plus. Save. Run it again. You have passed 2 exams. Probably should add a little space after the word passed. And oops. And let's see it. Click calculate average. You have passed 2 exams. All done. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.